captured grass together for a long time during our campaign. Obviously Lisa, Mark, one of my biggest allies, Kelly, who I complimented along the way. And I just wanted to tell you that obviously I believe that it should be a one-party system in America where you vote your conscience and vote for who you believe in. But we have two parties, and that's just the way it is right now. And so I stand here today to tell you that I don't see the Republican Party as a liability. And I told my mom the other day, I said, there's comes a time where people want you to fall in love with people so deeply and hate others so deeply that you forget who you are. So we fell in love with President Obama so deeply because he was the first black president that he could have been selling us down the road and we wouldn't have saw it. And we hated Trump so deeply that he could be giving us oxygen or air and we won't take it because we had that deep love. But I'm done with that. I want to hear people for what they have to say and how they can move us along. So as I stand here before you, I just want to tell you that I've been a part of the Democratic Party for a long time. I was born into the Democratic Party. And if you're like me, if you've ever been to a party where they're playing the same old song over and over and everybody's off beat, you might want to get up and leave that party sooner or later. And I've been doing that for so long, and they've been singing the same old song, and the meaning hasn't changed since Harry came along. You probably know the song, right? Yeah. The former Republican, independent, and switcheroo guy. So you get over there and you get tired of it and you hear it. And as a defense attorney, I came up for many years practicing in Stanford, and I represented Candace Owens, who's the turning point, and we're very much in contact now. And she always tells a story about how she got jumped by these white girls up at Blockbuster. It's now Massage Envy. It's not Blockbuster anymore because they got Netflix. But I was a part of that, and she tells that story over and over how people wanted her to think after that, and she had to change her mindset. So we got a little group that I stay in contact with her and other people, and I've been changing my thoughts. When the election was going on a couple of months ago, I was driving down the street and I see Mark D'Amelio, and I see the signs all over, and I said, he was by a Dairy King. So I turned my car around, I went back up there and said, I just want to get a chance to meet you, and I like what you stand for, I like your vibe. And then he took me in, Mark was there, I think Lisa was there that same day, and we became friends ever since then. I mean, literally friends since then. Way before me thinking of standing here thinking that I could be a leader of the city. And I want to say to you that that's what this city should be made of. So the fact that I'm standing before you should say a lot. Now, obviously, the Democrats want me to believe that in the Republican Party is full of gunslinging individuals, racist individuals, boogeymen. And I want to ask you, if there's any boogeymen in here, can you please introduce yourself to me? Because I already met Mark. So don't introduce yourself again. But that's what we're talking about, the boogeymen over at the Republican Party. And I'm just so tired of them doing that. They want us to believe there's no women in the Republican Party. There's no leaders that could be women in the Republican Party, right? That's an antiquated thought. When I meet Kelly, who's a woman who's a strong leader, and she spoke at City Hall during the when she was running for mayor, and I was highly impressed. I went up to her, and this is truth, right? So you did a great job, and I really enjoyed hearing that. Mark, again, is a good friend of mine, and if you look, I showed him my ballot. Maybe that was illegal, but I voted for all Republicans the last go around, every single one. And that's what we should be able to do, even though I was a Democrat. You can vote for who you want to vote. And so that's the way I was kind of moving into this situation. But I come here before you tonight to tell you that people may say that the Republicans is not the Amazon of new ideas. The Democrats aren't either. But I was watching Jackie Robinson in 42 the other day, and I said, well, everybody needs a franchise player. It's going to be tough walking into Norwalk Inn, but we can turn this thing around. If you accept me, I accept you. If you're open for new leadership, I'm open to be a part of that. And if you are open to endorsing that idea, I'm well ready to march down to City Hall tomorrow and change my party affiliation, because I do believe that there's a historical standpoint that Candace talks about Republicans and who where the true democracy came from, and now we switched along the way somehow. Now, there might be people in here that we've argued with during campaigns. I might have said, I'm going to keep the Republicans up late at night. I'm going to be the best Democrat I can be. But have you ever seen the Republicans join the presidential race with each other? And they're the same party. And have you ever seen the Democrats when they go campaign? They fight and they say things that hurt each other's feelings, and then they have to move on. So it's not too strange for me to be in here in terms of the campaigns that we've been on. So I want to tell you that, lastly, that we need a new record. We need a hit record. We need to do something different in this town. And we know that every Christmas you hear the Chipmunks album, and over at the Democrats they still have the same old Chipmunk album, Harry, Bob Duff, and Ed Camacho. And we want to change that. So I'm standing before you to say to you that I want your support. I want to take your time, digest the fact that I'm in here, and then just kind of get over that for a while, And Mark, and all of the people around us, call me to the side, ask me any questions if you don't think that I'm truthful about what I'm saying to you. And let's talk tonight, and let's talk tomorrow night. And I want your support, and if that's the case, I'm a registered Republican, I have no problem. And as Romano will say, being a Republican is not a liability, regardless of what people say out there. So I'm willing and I'm brave enough to stand up, and let's get this thing going. Let's turn up the music, and let's change Norwalk.